when I acquired my first contract, I did fully have an understanding of the work, but I'm gonna tell you, I had no idea what I was really doing, all right? My first task was to look at my municipality's like consumption numbers for the town and to calculate those numbers, which is something that I was relatively familiar with. But when it came to delivering that message like graphically on a chart and to talk through the progressions, I decided to come up with some random system at the table that were a series of like circles, and some were shaded and some weren't shaded. And it was totally the wrong thing to do. But guess what? At the end of that month, they still gave me the check, all right? And month after month, week after week, day after day, hour by hour, we begun to learn to do it right. See, some of you are so in the habit of preparing to prepare. Every day, you think that you can just read a book on how to start your business or how to do the thing or how to understand the numbers. I'm here to tell you none of that matters. I've seen people, they're so focused on their marketing material and their resume and their business cards and all of the things, but they never step out to actually complete the proposal. They never submit or do the thing. My coach always says this: you have to be willing to be bad before you get good. Every time you take a step forward to do or execute a task or to do a thing, you're never going to be great at it the first time. And if you did a great job the first time, then how much better would you be after you've done it the 100th time, the 1000th time, the 1,000,000th time? The other day I was in front of our house and my daughter goes, "Mommy, I want to ride my bike." So we get on the bike, and like her mother, she's a talker. So she's standing up on the bike and I'm pedaling my bike. And I said, "Zazie, you can't learn to ride the bike by talking about how to ride the bike. You need to get on the bike and you need to start pedaling." She goes, "Well, Mommy, it's so hard." I said, "Well, you have to be willing to be bad at it before you get good." And before you know it, she starts putting one pedal in front of the other. And it didn't necessarily happen that day. Okay? It took several days of her trying and failing. It's so interesting to me how we can look at a child, we can look at a baby, and we realize like there's a progression, right? There's a progression of the child crawling and learning to walk and learning to talk. We think all of a sudden that we get into business that we just have to know it all. You don't have to know it all. If you work for somebody else, trust and believe you have the ability to sell that same service to someone else at a higher price. Or even to do that same job somewhere else, but to do it on your terms when you want to do the thing, when you want to do that job. See, life isn't all about the end result, that paycheck. It's about freedom. But you have to be willing to be bad before you get good. My business would not be where it is today if we weren't willing to be bad. And I'm gonna tell you straight up, we stumble and fumble through things every day. The only thing that gives me the right in any way or any sort of credentials is to teach you. That's what businesses do all day long. That's your goal. That's your job as a manager, as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, is to resolve problems. The world should get better with a taste of you in it. You were designed to help solve the problems of the world. Like I said, my message is not for those who are happy where they are. My message is for those who feel innately that there is something within them that needs to change, where they are not fully living out their divine purpose, that God must have something more desirable for them to fulfill. I was called to walk in the footsteps of my Father, and in His will, I have come that you might have life and that you have life more abundantly. If you are ready to take that leap into entrepreneurship, I am here. you can always go to our website and anything that's down in the description box. And when you're ready, we'll be waiting for you. We have a challenge that we execute monthly. We have Her Money, Her Way. That's the book that I have that in essence spells out everything that I have learned, all the mistakes that I have gone through throughout the years. And I'm here to share that information with you. God has called us to share our knowledge one to another. He says that iron sharpens iron. So with that, I want to call you to action. I want to call you to help begin that process of changing the trajectory of your life. As I mentioned before, I'm here. I've come that you might have life and have it more abundantly. If you like this message, we ask you to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Take care.